The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So Michigan just defeated Maryland 34-27, and this one was a heart attack ready to happen. Just mistakes, and just shows how much this team needs to grow. Now, I'm gonna start with the offense, then I'll get to the defense. So the offense plays, the play calling, JJ making mistakes, and it just wasn't good consistently. Now, the one consistent was Blake Corum. Blake finished the day with, what did he have? 243, 2 touchdowns, 8 yards a carry. Great job by him. Without Blake, we lose this game because the offense just wasn't consistent enough. Now, Michigan gets up off the muff punt and we score, and then the defense isn't looking good. Maryland's able to run, pass, and then also the play calling was just inconsistent, and JJ looking kind of rattled at times, I'll say. Whether it was missing deep throws, just overthrowing the receivers deep, whether it was trying to do too much when nobody's open, he's either scrambling in the backfield, just doing too much, or either when he's got a clean pocket, he's sitting in it too long. You got a clean pocket, you don't have to try to just sit in the pocket. You can scramble, go get the yards. You don't have to scramble around. Just go straight ahead, get what you can, and call it a day or throw it away. But JJ wants to make something happen on every play when that's just not how you play smart football. And so we go into the half up 17-13, and we come out second half and they're playing real conservative because CJ Stokes fumbled. So at that point they were like, we're just going to give it to Blake or nothing at all. And we come out second half on the offensive side of the ball and we're just trying to run it. You can't play ball like that when you only got one running back you trust. Now, if you got Blake and Donovan, you probably can do that, run it every time, because you're going to be bringing in fresh guys. You can't run it every time when you only got one back that you trust. It just don't work like that. He's going to be gassed. And you saw that coming along. We run it, get a first down, then you run it 2 more times. Blake is gassed. You bring in Isaiah Gash, and he runs it straight into the middle. He's not looking anywhere. But Blake was a beast. Whether it was fourth downs, he's making plays, seeing the outside, or whether to cut back inside. He was just a beast today. And shout out to Blake. But let's see. And shout out to the offensive line. You don't get 240 without good offensive line play. Now, on defense, before I even say anything about the defense, Junior Colson plays soft. I'm not sure if he can be a middle linebacker consistently. One, he plays soft like he doesn't want to hit. He wants to arm tackle. You can't be a middle linebacker in the Big Ten and act like you don't want to hit. He looked lost at sometimes in this game, and sometimes he looked like he didn't want to hit. I'm just saying what I saw. This ain't me. I know somebody's going to say, you take it easy on him. I'm just telling you what I saw. I saw somebody that didn't want to hit. He doesn't run through. He arm tackles. And he looked lost on some plays. Now, the defense as a whole, the problems that we had, that we were worried about, the pass rush is inconsistent. That's just a fact. The pass rush was inconsistent, and in the run game, the defensive line is doing its job, but you have to have somebody at linebacker that can read and react and come up and hit. Junior Colson is arm tackling. You go back and watch most of his tackles, and they're arm tackles. He's dragging the guy down. He's getting drugged for yards and then getting him to the ground. You got to run through as a linebacker. That's the part of the physicality. And that's why I said earlier in some of those other games, we didn't look physical on defense. And that means we're hidden. We're not arm tackling. We're hidden. We're running through. Most of the time today, their running back looked more physical than us. And on the defense, Mozzie Smith. Shout out to Big Mozzie, playing like a beast, playing like a leader. He's a D tackle. He's doing his job. But when the D line makes it where, okay, the running back is coming through that hole, linebacker fill that hole and come with some physicality. Junior Colson, he ain't coming with no physicality. I'm sorry, and I honestly, I hate to say this because I got big hopes for him. And Khalil Mullins, he was lost sometimes. Shout out to Mike Barrett making plays and reading and reacting. But honestly, we need Nakai Hill Green back. Hopefully he can bring some physicality and understanding, because Junior Colson plays soft and Khalil Mullins, he's still trying to learn because he's been switching reps between linebacker and running back. So he's still learning. I'll give him an excuse, but there's no excuse for Junior Colson to be arm tackling. There just isn't. Now let's see. RJ Moden had a big tip pick. He tipped it to himself, intercepted it. He had a big play on that to let us get up 15. They end up scoring again, but the big play by him. Another thing, 3rd and 21. You need to drop in a zone. If you ain't getting a pass rush, you need to run zone against running quarterback so you can have your defenders that are watching the quarterback, or either you need to spy the quarterback. You can't just be playing man and then everybody's running down the field, not looking at the quarterback, and then he scrambles and gets 21 yards. You can't do that. You need to either play zone or you need to have a spy. Pick one. Or if you're going to run man, you got to have a spy. Pick one. You either got to run zone or you got to have a spy. Simple as that. Let's see. Now, with the offense, and they're trying to learn how to call the game, and what confused, and this is the thing, and they need to figure out who's doing the play calling. Joel Klatt, he was talking about it, having 2 offensive coordinators. He was talking about it all game. And I talked about this the other day. You can't just skip things. If you're going to set up plays, you have to set them up first. And what I mean by that is you can't just run a jet sweep and try to run a trick play off of it when you haven't ran a jet sweep at all. You have to keep bringing that jet sweep. Whether you give it to him, whether you fake it to him, that draws the defense in. You can't just run a jet sweep and then try to throw out of it. Give it to the guy on the jet sweep, which was Ronnie Bell, and then try to throw out of it. You haven't established the jet sweep yet. You have to establish it. You have to fake it. You have to keep bringing it. And that was the only jet sweep I saw in the game. Was a trick play off of it. You don't establish plays that way. You have to set the plays up. Bring the jet sweep. Bring the jet sweep. Give it to the jet sweep. Fake it to the jet sweep. Give it to him. Now you do the trick play off the jet sweep. Because you've built up, you've ran it enough times to where the defense is aware of it, and now when they see it, they're thinking about it. They're thinking. You can't just, and they did this when the offense was sputtering a little. Well, it wasn't even sputtering. It was a 2nd and 5. So the play calling just was, they're still trying to find themselves because the play calling, we were moving the ball pretty consistently on Maryland. We just had fumble, whether it was a fumble, JJ fumbled twice, which one of them got us out of, made it 3rd and 25. CJ Stokes fumbled. It was things like that that got us out of rhythm. But the offense itself was moving. So you can't just, we're sputtering, let me try a trick play with the jet sweep, but you didn't establish the jet sweep first. You have to establish things first. It's like running a flea flicker and you haven't established the run. No one's going to fall for it because you didn't establish it first, the run first. So that's the thing. And we didn't see the read much. We saw it a couple times, but at that time, JJ was rattled, which confuses me. Yeah, Cade is hurt, but you can't play scared. You can't play scared because if you play scared, you can get beat. And I saw us playing scared a few times. Luckily, they didn't just dial it all the way back and try to run it every time, which if we had 2 backs, they probably would have, because JJ was acting shaky a few plays. Like it was a read and it was obvious he should have pulled it. I believe it was a read or RPO, and he gave it to Blake when the receiver was wide open for the screen, or JJ could have just pulled it and ran it himself. He did neither. He gave it to the back. It was a loss of yards. And there was the other play where he was just sitting in the pocket. He did that multiple times where he was sitting in the pocket, just sitting there when he could have got some yards. I think he got sacked another time, on one time, and another time it was just a bonehead play or something. But get out of there. You don't have to sit in the pocket. Those are plays a young player makes because he's not understanding what's going on and he just sitting in it. They got to drill it in him. After 4 seconds, make a decision. Either go get some yards or throw the ball away. But you can't be back there just sitting there. Best believe the pass rush is coming sooner or later. You're not going to get 7 and 8 seconds to sit in the pocket. Go get the yards. Now, the secondary to me played pretty well in this game. To me, it was more the linebackers are looking like a weakness and the pass rush. We have to blitz to get a pass rush consistently. And the linebackers are just lost sometimes. So hopefully Nakai Hill-Green, if he ever comes back, that'll help. And also if Donovan Edwards can come back, that'll help to ease the load off of Corum, because you ain't going to be able to run Corum like you did today all season and think he's going to last. What, he had 30 carries for 243? I'm just saying. And this is why I said I don't know what our identity is just yet. We say we want to be balanced and things like that, but the play calling, they don't even know. The play calling was confusing today. They don't even know what they want the identity to be. They don't know if they want to run it. They don't know what they want to do with the pass game. And getting JJ comfortable should have been put to the forefront against those bad teams. Yeah, and this is the problem in a conundrum. And Harbaugh should have talked to the other coaches like, I've got a young quarterback, and I'm going to continue to throw because he needs the reps in game. So when we got up against these Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn, they should have continued to let JJ throw. Blake and the offensive line, they're going to jail because it's easier to jail. But JJ needs to get comfortable with his offensive line and with the receivers. He needs to be on the same page with all of those different receivers. The tight end, Ronnie Bell, Roman Wilson, Andrew Anthony, Cornelius. He has to be on the same page with all those guys. So Harbaugh hurt himself. Yeah, you don't want to run it up, but we're not running it up. We have to execute and get ready for Big Ten play. I got a new starting quarterback. So that's the big thing that I feel like he missed with this with having JJ be the starter and going against those bad teams. You should have went out and let him throw that ball more because he needed to be comfortable. And also, the receivers need to get comfortable with having a quarterback that can scramble. And that's so when he gets out of the pocket, it's a scramble drill. Too often when JJ's scrambling, I see receivers just standing there looking. No, you got a quarterback that's scrambling and will make the throw. So you need to take off upfield. Not just stand there. Not just come back to him a little bit. When he's scrambling out the pocket, guess what? If you're coming back, the corner is following you. So you know what you do? You turn around and you go upfield. Now you're going to have the corner at a disadvantage because he's coming down, following you, and now all of a sudden you take off upfield. JJ is waiting for that. He will hit you. So everybody has to get comfortable, and this is why I didn't say, oh, we're balanced. We're going to have a good passing game and a good running game because we didn't know yet. And as we saw, JJ's going to have some growing pains. So that's why I didn't just jump off and say, oh, we're going to be good at running, good at throwing. Because JJ's going to have growing pains. Like we saw him miss like 3 deep passes. Like we saw him scrambling around, doing all these different things. And the play callers are going to have some growing pains until they figure out what JJ does best and how to put him in the best positions to be successful without just turning him into a game manager. That's what we don't want. We don't want JJ just turned into Cade 2.0, just a Cade that can run, and we're running the ball 70, 80% of the time, and he's just a game manager. That's not what we want. Yes, it might make us win all our games, but the goal is to be better than that. But if the defense is soft, if our middle linebacker is soft, it ain't going to matter what JJ does. JJ going to be in shootouts. We're going to be in shootouts all the time because what I saw from Junior Colson, I'm sorry, that's disgusting to me for you to be a middle linebacker and you playing soft like that. It was a second and goal or something, and they give it to the back. Junior Colson sees him. He sees where he needs to go. He's looking right at it. This is the effort. Not shooting through the gap like I'm about to knock you out. I can't get there. I probably could have shot that gap, but I don't want to hit. That's what it said to me. I tried. Didn't y'all see I tried? I don't want to hit. Their running back is physical. I don't want to feel that. So, it's unacceptable. But Michigan was able to get enough drives in this game to win. And as much as bad as we played, we scored 34 and could have left tons of points on the field. But this was just a growing pain. And for everybody talking about the schedule, if we would have played a better team in those first 3 games, from what they showed today, we probably would have lost. So when I said this was the perfect schedule for this year, that's why I said that. Because if we play Washington, they probably beat us. So the schedule played out perfect because we've got new play callers, new quarterback, new defense. So now these guys can get better. Had time to get better. All that early test that people wanted, it probably wouldn't have ended well for us. Honestly. From what I saw with that soft tackling at linebacker and at other positions too. Honestly, I see a lot of arm tackling, and I saw it weeks ago. Soft arm tackling, and when the quarterback gets out of the pocket, pursuit, almost non-existent. That has to be fixed. I'm not sure what you can do with Junior Colson. He might just be soft. I hate to kill this dude like this, but that was sad. For a middle linebacker, that was embarrassing for what he did. Now, he probably had a lot of tackles. Let's see. Now, he had, 14 tackles. But I tell you, probably 13 of them was arm tackles. That ain't going to cut it. He had like 10 assisted tackles. Assisted because he going to need help. If you arm tackling, you going to need some help. But if you out there laying that wood, it's see ball, stop ball. I don't need no help. I'm tackling. So the physicality just has to go up. I don't know what they can do to do that, but your playmakers and your big-time playmakers made plays in this game. So shout out to Blake. Shout out to Ronnie Bell. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Ronnie Bell. Shout out to RJ Moden. Shout out to what's his name? Mozzie Smith. And also JJ. Because this was a game where he faced adversity. And he had us all nervous, but he came back and threw that touchdown to, I'm not sure if it was Roman Wilson or who got that touchdown. I'm not sure. Let me see. Roman Wilson. Threw that touchdown to Roman Wilson. So shout out to the playmakers and fighting through adversity. But this just shows we got a lot to work on. And this is why I wasn't just, we're unstoppable. Because until I see us go against good, better competition, then I can't just say, we're this. I have to see it. But they got a lot to work on, and from the play callers and the coaches, because we got out-coached for most of this game. I'm going to be real. We got out-coached for a lot of this game. So the coaches got to be better. The players have to be better. And honestly, as players, I'm talking about you, Junior Colson. I'm talking about you, Khalil Mullins. I'm talking to you, Andrell Anthony. We saw you get a couple targets. The ball is low. Make a play. You want to get more targets? Make a play. Make a play. But I ain't going to talk y'all ear off, y'all. I already did. But this just shows that they got work to do from the coaching staff to the players. And it's up to the leaders. Our leaders got us through this game. And also to getting Mike Morris. Shout out to Mike Morris for the big hit. Shout out to Saint Steele. Jamon Green. Find the ball, bro. If Jamon Green would find the ball, who knows how many picks this dude would have. If Jamon Green finds the ball, he would make All-American because he's going to have 8 picks. Could have had 2 or 3 in this game if he just finds the ball. This dude is in perfect position to get interceptions. He just won't turn around when he needs to and find the ball. So, big things happen. DJ Turner, he got a pick that hit the ground, whatever, they didn't call it, so shout out to you. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. So you keep getting interceptions, regardless. What I say, go out there, make plays, and do what you can. Make All-American. First team, second team, whatever. All Big Ten. Go out there to make the plays. Shout out to my boy, RJ Moden. I told y'all I got faith in him. You can be All-American. Make the plays. You can't pick it, tip, up. Make the play. That's all there is to it. You want to be great, you have to make big plays. Offense, defense, whoever it is. Blake, I'm going to make a big play. Fourth down, juke to the outside. It's covered, it's jammed up in the middle. Up. I've been on campus for 3 years. I know it's jammed in the middle. My vision, jump cut, ball game, see ya, touchdown. You can't catch me. That's what it's about. Yo, big time players making big time plays. Blake did that. Mozzie was doing that. RJ Moden, my guy, making big plays. That's what it's about. Mike Morris, big hit. This dude might be able to beat us. Let me get him out the game with physicality. Football is about being physical. Maryland tried to out-physical us in this game. They tried to. But Mozzie started stepping up. Mike Morris, big hits on the quarterback. Jalen Harrell, big hits. You want to be physical. Don't let them out-physical you. And you do that by hitting, not arm tackling. I'm worried about that Penn State game. If Junior Colson is going to be arm tackling, I promise you I'm worried about that game now. So, that's all I got for this one, y'all. Because just thinking about what Junior Colson was doing, I just can't. Like, share, subscribe. We escaped. But that's the goal. To play bad and win. Not play bad and lose. We played a bad game. This wasn't no good game for us. Except for JJ with his growing pains. But everybody else, we didn't play well. But we got out of there. And that's all that matters, especially in college. Win and advance. Because this college, the tournament starts when the game starts. Win and advance. So that's all I got for this one, y'all. I'm exhausted. Y'all like these games, these close games and all this? I don't. I'm about to have a heart attack watching them. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be